Hey guys, Dusty here. I just had a package arrive and it's a pair of these Mount to Coast shoes. This brand reached out to me quite a while ago and asked me if I'd be interested in doing a review. I said yes, and other than that I don't know a whole lot about this shoe. Right out of the box they feel quite nice. The foam feels decently soft. I believe this specific shoe is kind of geared towards going ultra far, like 100+ kilometer races. And before I look at a tech sheet and remind myself what this shoe is all about, I want to take them out for a test spin, let you know what I think, and then after that I'll give you some of the specs. But first, let's go for a run. Alright, just got home, finished up that run. It was short, super easy. It's my recovery day today and it's smoking hot out. It's like 33 degrees Celsius, which I believe is about 90 Fahrenheit. And overall, my first impressions, gotta say, I love this shoe. First of all, the upper breathes really well. My feet weren't hot at all on that run. You can tell just handling the shoe, and then once you do your first few steps in it, you can tell that it's really well made. Upper comfort lockdown was fantastic in this shoe. They do fit true to size, and the width was pretty accommodating. As far as the ride itself, it's soft with a decent amount of rebound. It's not ultra squishy, which I kind of thought it was going to be when I first unboxed them. Just when you actually press into the side of the midsole, it feels like it's going to be quite soft. And before my run, I took some slow-mo of me stepping down in the heel, and you can tell that the shoe isn't going to be ultra squishy, but it does have some good rebound. The shoe isn't ultra stiff, it has a bit of a flex to it. And through my foot strike, it felt super smooth, comfortable, really stable feeling. Overall, through one run, even though it was super easy and super short, I have no issues. Now let me get cleaned up and we'll go over some of the specs. Alrighty, I'm back. Let's go over some of the specs. Now this isn't how I usually do a review. Usually before I get a shoe, I know everything about it as far as the technical specs go. This one I did a little bit different. I received the shoe not knowing a whole lot about it, and then I wanted to get that first impressions done, and now we're going to go over some of those stats. So this is the R1 shoe from the brand Mount to Coast. This is a neutral road running shoe, and according to the website, this is going to excel best at road races at 100 kilometers or 60 miles and above. As far as stack height goes, you're looking at 35 millimeters in the rear, 27 in the forefoot for a heel to toe drop of 8 millimeters. My men's size 8.5 weighs in at 8.35 ounces or 237 grams. The upper I already talked about, it's very nice. One thing I didn't mention though is that they have this tuned fit lacing system. Essentially it's two different lacing styles going on along the eyelet chain. So in the upper half of that eyelet chain you just have like your regular laces, and then on the bottom half you have some elastic laces. And in that section, you're actually able to tighten it in or loosen it up, depending on if your foot's swelling up or not, which is probably smart thinking over any race that's going to take you many hours. All right, now we have this midsole. This midsole definitely felt pretty unique out on the run. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure if I can really think of any other midsoles that I've experienced that feel quite like this one. And this midsole, Mount to Coast calls it their light cell midsole. So it's PEBA based, nitrogen infused, supercritical foam. And Mount to Coast claims that this midsole is going to be 50% lighter than your basic EVA with 45% more energy return. And then the running industry is putting out some killer foams, and I would say that this one is no exception. And another interesting thing is that inside of this midsole is what Mount to Coast calls some zero sag inserts. And without getting too technical, I believe essentially this midsole is going to hold up for a very long time because of those inserts. And then if we look on the outsole, you're getting full rubber coverage. I'm surprised the rubber isn't a lot thicker than what it is. It must be a very durable rubber though, as this shoe is obviously able to handle many miles. Overall, the outsole looks good. You're not getting a ton of exposed midsole, and I'm curious to see how the durability is after about 100 miles in the shoe. And as far as price goes, you're looking at $160 US. So overall, this is obviously an extremely niche shoe in how it's marketed, especially it's marketed for that ultra marathon type racer who's doing road specifically. But with that being said, I think if you're looking for an ultra comfy shoe that can, in some other reviews I talk about a shoe being a workhorse of a shoe, this shoe obviously is going to fit that bill. Very comfy, very smooth, obviously going to be able to handle many hundreds of miles. For me personally, I'm not someone who races past that marathon distance. For me, as far as running goes, racing for a max of like 2.5 hours is kind of where I cap it at. But for the next few months, for my long runs, maybe a couple of up-tempo runs, I'll definitely be trying this one quite a bit. So anyways, that's going to be my first impressions on the Mount Coast R1. You have to wait probably about 4 or 5 weeks, and then I'll release my 100-mile full review. And in the meantime, if you have any questions about the shoe, leave your questions down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.